How about another round for Brewsday Tuesday? Here is Drez and Huck.
You still got that better pop than mine. I think that's a good way to do it.
Josh is opening it with his knife. He pulls out of his belt. It's pretty awesome at the location when he does that. 'Cause he goes, you want to try this one? He goes, pow, and slides it back in. I'm like, if I was doing that, I'd be stabbing that thing right into my buttock. I'd be missing the sheath right
especially
into my
after a couple of these
fatty
10%
part.
ciders over here. It is Brewsday Tuesday. Drez is in the hizzy per usual. Huck from Huck's Beer Buzz is here, and our special guest on this episode is Josh Bennett, the co-owner and founder of Hawk Knob Cidery over there in West Virginia. And speaking of the awesome popping skills you got, Josh, what'd you pop over there?
What we popped was what we call our traditional wild fermented hard cider. So what we do here, this has a lot of similarity to the barrel heritage, but what the difference is we the rest of these ciders, we do most of the primary fermentation in these pretty big stainless steel vats, and after fermentation we rack it off the lees and then go to the barrels for the aging process. With this one here, when we grind the juice, we go straight to the barrel, and we let a spontaneous wild fermentation kick off in the barrel. And then we
I like
age
the sound
it
of
in
that.
It sounds like a party.
It does.
Hey, we're going to have some spontaneous wild fermentation going on here.
It's a party in a barrel.
Wow.
Yeah, and the alcohol is
They had to-
only increasing.
I had to cut them off shorter. This one's only 8 months. The other one's 10 months because it's not a party. They're just resting. And when you're working out, you do better.
So, man, we end up leaving it in the barrel for about 8 months on its lees there. So, over in France when they're making Chardonnay and Champagne and these different things, there's a process called sur-lie or lees aging. And I joke with folks. I say, man, we've been doing that in West Virginia for years. We just didn't know what you were calling it.
So, all right, so cool. So that's over there. And then you handed me the elderberry-infused dry hard cider, which also it looks like it says 6 months in the bourbon barrel aging process.
Yeah. So this one has got a lot of fans of the elderberry. What we do here, we do the fermentation in the steel tanks, rack it off its lees, go to the barrels, ages there for about 6 months. We take it back out of the barrels, go back to the tanks with it, and then we steep dried organic elderberries in it. And we really weren't trying to make some fruit bomb. What we were trying to do was to add some complexity to the cider. And there are some people out there that will try to tell you fruit addition ciders are not traditional. Man, I can show you a recipe from 1822. So I don't know how long you have to do something until it's considered traditional.
Right.
But at any rate, the idea here was to add some nice complexity. So you get a lot of nice fruit flavor on this, but it's not a big fruit bomb or something super sweet.
I really liked it when I tried it.
And it's just kind of nice to mix it up a little bit. I mean, it gives it a pretty color, so that
Really
also
nice.
makes it stand out. I'm sure when you're over there at when you go on a visit and you do a flight, it'll pop out at you like, oh, this is the elderberry. No mistaking it. And what exactly is an elderberry? I don't know if I've ever just straight up eaten elderberries. I don't know. Is that I don't know.
Oh, well, you
It's a
can't
West
get them at the
Virginia
grocery
thing.
store. Yeah, man. Up in our neck of the woods, it's native shrub that grows up in the mountains, and they grow in little clusters called an inflorescence, and it's a really small little berry. And the tough thing about it is they don't get sweet and overly tart until they're perfectly ripe. And that happens way late in the season, and usually right after a good frost. And so your big battle is to get them before the birds get them, but before they fall on the ground.
So, do people eat them just normal? Like, is that like a thing? You just like popping elderberries? Or?
Elderberry pie, I've heard.
I'm sure.
People make elderberry pie. The thing that I hear more about than anything else up our way, it was really traditional to make elderberry wine. That was really kind of the impetus to make this cider. We were going to kind of cross two traditions.
So tell us about, aren't you having a bit of a brouhaha about tradition?
Yeah.
Aren't they giving you a hard
That's
time?
called a segue. Go ahead.
A hard time about whether or not you're traditional?
Huck is setting it up. Go ahead, man. Knock it out, dude. Let's do this.
Well, I ain't trying to cause too much beef, but
come on.
I will say there's some folks out there in the world of cider that will say that barrel-influenced ciders are not traditional. Again, back in the 1800s, there's plenty of literature to show that plenty of ciders went into new barrels. Plenty of ciders went into barrels that came out of spirit production. So although maybe that wasn't the main line, these kind of ciders have been around for a long damn time. I've been making barrel-aged ciders for 26 years. When I grew up, when I was 12 years old, people around my entire county would group together and buy a trailer load of bourbon barrels together. That had been going on for generations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know how long you need to do a damn thing until it's considered traditional, but I'd say several generations is long enough.
But also, does it really even matter? Like, why do you just like to hang your hat on the fact that this is a traditional cider? Like, to me, unconditional is awesome. What's the problem with that? You know?
Yeah.
Untraditional. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but people are calling him out. You know,
Well,
some
the
of
thing is,
the
I guess my
authority
beef,
board.
My beef with the thing is the fact that I came from a region of the country where this is very traditional.
Old hat.
This is old hat. We know cider. We've been making cider for generations. It was handed down generationally to me. And when cider came back on the American market, I think it got redefined by people reading history books. And a lot of Appalachian culture and heritage has been kept orally. So our story did not get told. And that kind of ticks me off a little bit.
It's an oral tradition, always has been. That's been part of Appalachia. And, you know, the storytellers, I mean, that's a big part of the environment out there.
Well,
I mean, there's no books on it.
Yeah.
No books on a lot of it.
Well, I know that there's no debate. I don't even think, I don't know who you're exactly referring to. But I don't even think they would debate that those damn hipsters that mead is certainly a traditional. And I guess mead was sort of I guess your entry into this. I guess that was your main thing, right? Was making mead.
Yeah, that's kind of really where it started, and then it kind of went full bore with the cider. But we're still doing the mead, and we really approach what we do there from the kind of the same perspective. We're trying to make something very high quality, world class, something that's different than what's out there on the commercial market.
So what exactly, for those that don't know, what exactly is mead? It's similar to
sugar water.
Yeah, it's like honey based, right?
Come on,
honey.
now.
Fermented sugar water. Honey water.
Honey, yeah, honey. The true traditional mead is just honey and water fermented into a wine. That being said, mead is the first intentionally fermented beverage known to man. We've been making it. The Vikings drank it. It's been found in Egypt. It's been found all over the world.
But according to these people, it's untraditional.
Well, no, he's talking more about
that's more on the cider line.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
the mead's traditional. I
There's
drank with the Vikings. I'm old.
There's a lot of cool history to mead. And
So you guys have a certain, like a mead at Hawk Knob. You brought four here. What all do you have over there?
Over at Hawk Knob, the one that we've really focused on is our Cider. Cider is a style of mead where there is no water. We grind and press apples into a juice similar to making cider, but then honey is added to that. And then that's fermented
It's
out.
the best of both worlds.
And so it kind of is a little bit. It's kind of an area of mead that we kind of can specialize in. It's right up our alley.
Yeah.
But again, like with mead, it takes a little more age. It takes a little more time. You know, you don't drink a wine until it's time. Mm-hmm. And so the first mead we released was aged for 2.5 years before we let it out the door. And we've got the next round of that coming out now. The interesting thing about this round is that we bumped the honey up a little bit, and we had a very healthy fermentation. And these meads, through natural fermentation, are setting between 17% and 20% ABV.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking. That brought my other ear back.
Yeah, I brought my ear back in, man. Our headphones are working now.
Just need a hook to get excited.
Really, we just perked up over here. That's awesome. But well, that's cool, man. So now here's the real question. So obviously, you brought these bottles up straight from the spot. Are you guys getting distributed around this way, or do we have to go to West Virginia to get our hands on this stuff?
So it's a new thing. We're getting ready to launch here shortly, and it's going to be through Specialty Beverage.
All right.
Yeah. So within the next couple of weeks.
So people will be able to grab this.
Yep.
Sure.
We will be.
Got any locations?
Keep an eye out. Yeah. Do you know exactly
pre-ordering?
Well, we'll be available across the entire. We're already available in the northern part of Virginia through Hop and Wine.
Okay.
And up in D.C. And of course in West Virginia as well. We're available up there through the Country Vintner. But here around the rest of the state of Virginia, will be available through Specialty Beverage within the next 2 to 3 weeks.
So wherever you like to buy your beverages,
I would imagine.
Ask for them by name, Hawk Knob.
Put a good word in
I imagine
for us.
Vintage Cellar will have some.
Yeah.
I need a little bit of that elderberry.
No, there you go.
There's the elderberry, sir. You can have as much as you want, my good man.
You brought it.
Well, speaking of which, let's go ahead and what about over there, man? How you feeling, man? You ready to untap that bad boy?
Yeah.
I see your glass is nearly empty,
It
so
is nearly
you must be
empty.
about there.
Yeah, this is good. This is different, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go 5 again just because these are really good.
These are really good.
These are really good, and I've a friend who comes back from Scotland, England with the ciders, which are similar to these, but these are better.
Right on.
Just saying.
Appreciate that.
These are better. don't get much better than this.
This is very good. Now, I'm not like Huck where I just throw out fives left and right willy-nilly. I will say the elderberry is delicious. I liked the other one a little bit better, though, I think. The classic, the traditional.
I liked it. I thought the elderberry was my favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
It's good. It's definitely different.
Just because it was different and really elderberry.
So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to throw a 5. I probably should. It's at least it's probably a 4.75.
He's here, he can hit you.
Am I going to
got a knife?
Do I get to keep the glass? That'll be the selling point, man. I'll keep.
Oh yeah,
Sure, man.
All right, it's a 5. It's a 5.
Now we know how Drez works.
No, man, this stuff is really good, man. You guys are doing good stuff down there, man.
I do appreciate it.
I recommend what's the word I'm looking? Go out there.
A what?
When you go out
pilgrimage?
somewhere, a pilgrimage. That's hard to say hermitage, but that ain't the same.
Oh no, I don't.
That's
think
when
so.
you're a hermit. Take a pilgrimage out there. Hit his place. Hit the liquor place. Hit the bear place. You can get it all in West Virginia.
You guys got any special events or anything? Do you have bands out there and stuff?
Yeah, man.
Or,
Out at the tasting room at Hawk Knob. You can check out the website or check us out on social media. And often on the weekends we'll have bands. We've got one out there this Friday. Actually, got a little jazz duo or something going on.
Cool.
I can't name them out specifically, but there's often something going on. We also do dinner pairings and.
Oh, nice. You got good food out there?
Oh man, when we do it, it's real.
Yep, official. It's like farm to
Farm to
cidery.
table. Yeah, there you go. There you
Farm to
go.
Cidery. Yeah, the cidery is a farm, kind of.
Well, there you go, man. Definitely hit them up. If you haven't already tried it, you got to keep an eye out for it. And around here, too, man, ask for it by name. Like we said, Hawk Knob Cider. Traditional cider.
That's right. Really traditional.
The good stuff.
Heck with you naysayers.
High ABV, very, very clean tasting. It's not that kind that's going to give you the sugar headache in the morning like some of the other ones. You definitely got to give them a try. And Josh, man, I appreciate you making the trip down here to share this deliciousness with us.
Thanks for having me, fellas. Appreciate it.
Josh Bennett, co-owner and founder. You got to give him a try if you haven't already done so. Look for him, Hawk Knob Cidery. And like you said, make that pilgrimage out there to West Virginia.
Check it out.
Huck, I don't know what we're doing next week.
No, we don't. We've gotten that point now.
Yeah.
We'll do something.
It'll be
fun.
I think we're going to drink alcohol on the radio.
I think we are.
Next week. This
That's right.
same time, same Brewsday Tuesday place.
That's
right here.
correct.
Huck, as always, man, I appreciate you coming in. Josh, thanks again, my brother.
Yes, sir.
We'll take a quick break. We'll go back to the tunes right here on 105.3 The Bear. Stick around.